Good morning, everybody. It's 11 o'clock Mountain Time. This is the Midway call for VIDAFY businesses. My name's Dave Webb, Chief Marketing Officer for this great company, and I'm joined by my partner in no crime, partner in awesome, Tyler Sharp, Global Director of Sales. Tyler, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing very well. It's going to be a great week, Dave. I know you said it was Monday. It was feeling like a Monday, but it's a great Monday.
It is a great Monday. Again, this is the Midway call for September 2024. The celebrations we talk about. Why would we talk about celebrations, Tyler?
You know, it's a big thing. Just all of the different advancements that happen in the month of August. We want to celebrate you, and it's important to be able to recognize you and your efforts and all the incredible things that you've done. So that's what we're going to do.
I love it. Let's start with Pro. The first level of advancement within the VIDAFY entrepreneur ranks is Pro, and you achieve this by earning or generating 2,000 points of group volume through your business. And you're rewarded with a rank advancement bonus of $300. Here's the list from August 2024. This is awesome. And again, we out of pure respect for your nationalities and your home and your persona, we won't try to pronounce all these names. There are a couple in there that I would be comfortable pronouncing, but not all of them. So, Tyler, you pronounce them all. 3, 2, 1. I'm joking. Tyler and I share much the same concern about not making it through some of these names. But take a look at these. If these are on your team or if you know who they are, do a reach out. Give them a shout out, give them a high five, give them a virtual hug, jump on social media, jump into their WhatsApp or to their chat group or to their phone number if you have a text access to them. Give them a word of encouragement. We love it. If you can jump in the chat. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda dropped in. Jackie's in there. Jacqueline is in there with a heart on. Is that a heart on fire, Jacqueline? That's amazing. A lot of congratulations and party favors being strewn about, a winky face. This is great. So we love that. We congratulate all the brand new pros from last month. Tyler, take it away.
Senior, yeah. Just again, congratulations to the pros. You know, obviously that's the foundation of building a business. You're just getting started. And it's really exciting to see that list of how many pros that we have. So congratulations to each one of you. What I've noted is that there are names from all over the world. And it's just really exciting to be able to see that. Now, I know that we're not in some countries. We're not in several countries, obviously, but the countries that we are in, we just want to congratulate you and to see the different names of places that we're not quite yet in. You know, it's exciting to see some of that growth as well. So congratulations on the pros. To seniors, this is 5,000 in global volume with a rank advancement bonus of $500. And we're just excited about you guys as you continue on with your journey with VIDAFY, as you continue to share VIDAFY with others. And maybe you started to develop some pros underneath you as well and started to duplicate your business and your efforts. We want to congratulate each one of you, each one of these wonderful individuals for their efforts, their hard work, consistency in sharing VIDAFY, and appreciate all that you're doing. So congratulations to the seniors.
Also, just a quick note, we do a little back and forth with how these names are recognized. This month, we happen to be recognizing them alphabetically by first name in ascending order. So last month, I specifically chose to do in descending order, so still alphabetically by first name. So here you can see a couple of Emmas at the head, and then we close out with Zuzana, who is from Czech Republic, which is a first, I think, for us to have an advancement from Czech Republic. So congratulations. But so if you know somebody and you're wondering where their name is, hopefully you can help them be found through the alphabetical listing, again, in ascending order by first name. So I grew up as a Dave and as a Webb. And so Dave was great, but they never did alphabetize by first name. So I was always a Webb. I'm at the end of the alphabet. I never got my first place in those lines. So I'm trying at least to back it up here a little bit, sometimes with first name going ascending order, A through Z, and sometimes going descending order, Z through A. So that's where we are right now. Sorry for any confusion if this causes any confusion. Up next is the master level. This is sorry.
I got to tell you, I love the illustration. I love the background, the context of helping us understand why you change it up from ascending to descending with your last name, because you were last in the lunch line all the time. And I just wanted to apologize about that for you for all these years later.
Thank you for recognizing my pain.
Yes, I do. I acknowledge it. I am a sharp. And so I get a little bit of that, not as much, obviously, I was not quite last in the lunch line, but at the same time, I understand. So I love it that you do that, you do it in different orders each month. It helps us to be able to get a better feel. So with Masters, 10,000 in group volume, $1,000 rank advancement bonus. Excited for you guys. We've got some really big, interesting, fun things that'll be coming up for this rank of master, and we're really excited. So Leslie and Ray, congratulations to you guys on reaching the rank last month in the month of August.
Oh, now you do the pronunciation, wise guy. That's awesome.
Well,
Smart
it
move.
was easy.
Very smart move. Again, 10,000 in group volume. That's amazing. That's great work. That's really that is into that next level of advancement and leadership. And your team is growing. And these are great pieces of information. So again, like Tyler says, congratulations to Leslie and Ray. And let's look into now. We have a new premiere, Tyler. This is big.
It is big. 25,000 in group volume. Clearly you're invested and you are building and you're duplicating and you continue to grow and you're sharing and you're building pros, you're building seniors, you're building masters within your team as well. So Cynthia Lefferber, congratulations. She's our premier for the month of August. She's out of the Netherlands, and we're really excited for Cynthia and for reaching that particular rank. We're excited to see where Cynthia goes from here, and can't wait to see what the future holds. So congratulations to you, Cynthia.
Awesome. Awesome. Great news. Congrats to all the advancing parties. This is when we recognize what this great month has been for you. And obviously that rank advancement bonus hopefully comes in handy. I've just noticed the pattern for what wonderful Jacqueline Davidson is doing. She's dropping in flaming hearts in increasing numbers for each increasing level of the comp plan. Jacqueline is at 4 flaming hearts of congratulations right now. So thank you, Jacqueline, for that. That's amazing. Fantastic. We're super glad to hear it and glad that it has come up. So Tyler, you've invited someone to share some leadership perspective with us today. Is that right?
Yes, I have. I have invited global founder and diamond Brenda Varela out of North Carolina. Used to be from Florida, but she recently moved to North Carolina. And really excited to be able to have Brenda with us. We appreciate you taking some time to tell us a little about your story and from a business standpoint, and what that looked like, how that developed, how you became a diamond, what you've done, to be able to help others to grow and to reach different ranks too. So Brenda, welcome. We appreciate you being on, but love to be able to hear your story if you don't mind sharing that with us.
No, not at all. Not at all. Hello, everybody. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you guys. So my story is, to me, it means everything. When Stephen reached out and said, hey, I think you might want to jump on and do this, I didn't think twice because it came from Stephen. And wouldn't you agree? We jump on because of the person usually, not because of the business or the product, because we trust the person. So, but I always knew turmeric was good for you. I just didn't know how good. So I just said, sign me up. And he did. And things were going great. I hit master in 3 weeks, which was amazing. Hadn't even had the product yet, but jumped on, hit master in 3 weeks. And then something happened. Some of my leaders just kind of fell off the face of the earth and took with them pretty much the systems that we had been using to grow. And I felt abandoned. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, as you go, your team goes. So it was up to me. Only I didn't catch that at that moment. I felt abandoned, and my team and I suffered, and we declined. We declined rapidly. And then in December, 2 years ago, December, God said to me, I have given you this gift, which is our liquid gold. I have given you this gift. What are you going to do with it? And it was all of a sudden the light bulb went on, and I went, oh my gosh. And my mindset shifted, and I realized nobody determines my success but me and God. Not the people that left, not the systems that they built. And I had scraps of what they had. So in December 2 years ago, I reached out to my team, to the whole team, because that's what we do. And I said, guys, I'm going to put together a 90-day run in January. Do you want to do this with me? Because I'm going for it. I'm going for it. We have an amazing product that changes lives physically and financially. And I had several say yes. So in January, again, didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't the systems girl, but we piecemealed it. And in January, we got together, we got a group chat going, and we started doing it. We started doing daily power hours, which maybe lasted 30 minutes. but we did it daily. And there's certain things that you do. You reach out, you follow up, you comment on somebody's post, then you do your post, things like that. We were consistent in what we were doing, and we were not stopping. We went on to hit premiere, and then that was January. In February, Becca came on. We went on the cruise in March, and I think I was a premiere, and my team just started kicking you know what while I was on the cruise, which was towards the end of the month. And we decided we're going for it. We don't care. We are doing this. We have an amazing product for people, and we're not quitting. We're not going to depend on somebody else to do it for us. If it's going to be, it's up to me and God, period. And as you go, again, your team will go. When they see you showing up for calls, when they see you doing the do and putting the system together and helping out, they jump on and they go to work. So it's in March, we're on the cruise, and I all of a sudden I realized I'm going to hit elite this month. I'm going to hit elite in March. And of course, you know, I laugh at this because Tyler was on that cruise, and he looked at me and he said, "Oh, yes." And, you know, Steven, you know, I had texted him and said, "I'm going to hit elite this month." And I needed, like, I don't know, it was between 25 or 18,000. I can't really remember the number, but it was a lot. And again, you know, encouraging me, go for it, you've got this. But really what they were saying was, how the heck is she going to do that? How's she going to pull that off? Well, it wasn't just me. It was me and my, and by the end of March, we hit elite, which is 50,000 in volume. And that's a lot. That's a lot, but it's doable. So March came around, April rolls in, and I'm going, we're going to hit diamond. We are hitting diamond this month. And sure enough, again, I needed an astronomical amount of volume, but the team pulled together. I was up late. I don't want you to think that, you know, the last day of the month I went to bed, because I did not. I stay up and I help everyone on my team. There's always one more that we can reach out to. There's always someone that can use the product. And so we would rally, you know, at the last day of the month, and it happened. In April, we went diamond as a team. Could not have done it without the support of my amazing team that I have, and we're still going for it. Now, what I'd like to say is we've had some hiccups. As you know, we went through the dark ages, and it was a little rocky, and we started to feel the ramifications of that, like the beginning of the year, even into the summertime, just little things. And I had a conversation with someone who is a friend of mine, and they reminded me to remember what my why was. And I thought, oh my goodness. And it brought me back to when God said, I've given you this gift. What are you going to do with it? Because I get to change lives. I get to help people physically and financially. And I get to watch my friends have an abundance where they get to do what they want with their family when they want. They get to own their time. And I love that. So we are, we rallied again. And I have to tell you, I have 2 girls on my team that already told me that they are going diamond by the end of the year. So super excited about that. But I want to encourage you guys, consistency is key. Don't give up on yourself. When you stop, you fail yourself, and don't do that. Just keep going. And if you have questions, reach out to a sideline. We are here to help everyone. Doesn't matter whose team you're on, because we're one big family and we want to see everyone succeed. Consistency, your mindset. If you start going, wah, 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 the team's going to start doing the same thing, and you're going to notice it in your volume. So I want to encourage you. Change your mindset. See this for the opportunity and the gift that it is. You get to change lives 10 drops at a time, both physically and financially. And that's my story.
I love your story. Your story's awesome. I've heard it a bunch of times. Obviously, you know, kind of being on that life converted trip cruise with you. And as you saw that you were, oh my gosh, I might go elite this month. My team is working so hard, even though you were on the cruise that you'd qualified for. And it was so fun to be able to see that. And yes, I do recall vividly, both in March and April of that year, you can do it, Brenda. Go, Brenda, go. thinking that you had 18,000 one time and 25,000 the next month
Yes.
to go with you about 48 hours left, but you just,
Yes.
you and your team, you rallied. And I love that you taught about consistency just now. And I love that you used the word team many, many times as you shared your story, that it is about your team, that it is about being consistent every day with your efforts. And that person, I don't know who it was that would talk to you about your why. That person's a very wise individual. But it's interesting because as we continue, you know, and grow and build, you exhaust your why. You have that why, and it's strong, and it carries you, and it builds you, and you ride that wave.
Yes.
After a little while, all of a sudden you achieve that why, whatever that why is, to be able to have a little bit of extra grocery money, or to be able to help 15 people, you know, with their health, or maybe with a financial opportunity, or maybe it's to be able to get into a house, or to change where you live, or to be able to pay for your car. After a while, that why changes, and it doesn't become, and it's no longer a very powerful why, which is great because it means you've achieved it. What you need to do as you've gone through a period of self-discovery is find out what that new why is. And that is what every business builder goes through over a period of time. Is you achieve your why, but you have to go through a new period, a new why. What is your new motivation, your new reason to continue to build and to grow and to share and to be consistent and to build your help with your team? And so I love that you're going through that, Brenda, and I love that you shared your story. I appreciate that so much for you taking the time to go through all the aspects of it and to help us to get a bigger picture of it. So thank you.
Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Tyler. Brenda also brought up, and I want to be careful how we say this because we're in the business of optimism, right? Optimism and consistency will bring you success a lot of times in spite of any obstacles. If you can keep thinking, I can make today better than yesterday, and I can make tomorrow better than today, that's the optimism. Sometimes even waking up and getting out of bed is a step toward optimism. You might not feel it all the time, but if we can help ourselves understand, I can do something that's going to improve my life, my family's life, my neighbor's life, my community's life, the world. All of those possibilities really exist within a company like VIDAFY. And then the second half of that is the consistency. So Brenda didn't just hit Elite and say, or hit Premier in March and say, whew, I did it. I am resting now for the rest of 2022, I think, was it? You didn't do that. You went into the next month. You had a little momentum and you thought, we're going to hit Elite. We are going to hit Elite. And then you are going to hit Diamond. And all those things happen. So I like to point out those two facets, optimism and consistency. Not only are they universal in anybody who's successful. Now, I don't mean 100% of the time, because I think only Mickey Mouse is optimistic 100% of the time. And he doesn't have it all together for himself. Anyway, I'm being a little facetious with my reference, but you know what I mean. Sometimes life hits us. The business takes a hiccup, a speed bump. I don't know if Brenda called it the dark ages or the dark period. There was a time when corporate did not do everything corporate was supposed to do, like provide product. I know it's a small, minor thing, but if that doesn't happen, the business can't grow. But the leaders in the business make the business grow anyway. So for that period of time, and it was a dark time, we were out of product. We had such rapid growth, such massive expansion into Europe, into Australia, New Zealand. All of that fed the reality that was, we're used to being this size company. I don't even know what this is. This is the size of a brain. My brain, anyway, that's what I've heard. If you put your fists together, that's the size of your brain. So we wanted to grow to this. And we looked into Europe. And again, Steve Keller is one of the main drivers for how VIDAFY has become what it is. Brenda referenced him, Tyler referenced him. I think all of us are smart to reference Steve Keller because he has that optimism and persistence or consistency. And if you look at Steve, I joke that his name is Steven for a reason because he is even Steven. Everything is okay. It's not amazingly, unbelievably awesome or ridiculously, painfully awful. He experiences those moments, but he stays pretty steady. And it feels, when you talk to him, it's like, yeah, we can do that. Oh, yeah, that could, let me see, we could probably do it this way. And he just speaks logically, but he leads with his heart and he leads with that great information. So I talk about those two things, optimism and persistence or consistency, because not only are they great aspects to have in your life, they're learnable. You don't have to be born with optimism. Some of us, we joke in my house that I tell myself that I'm an optimist. My wife likes to point out once in a while that I am dumb but happy. Now, those are different ways of defining kind of the same thing. But the reality is, I feel like, okay, yeah, we can make something work. What? Okay, we got to course correct. Okay, let's adjust a little bit. And so when we push through those things, those can also be learned. And they're learned by serving others, by helping others grow, by doing those daily habits, the daily activities that will bring success. And when I say daily, that's where the persistence comes in, because as you're able to plug it in and have it work day after day and week after week and month after month, that's where you're going to be consistent. So we look at Steve Keller, double diamond, and he's been in that position for a little bit, and he's brought on multiple diamonds and now another double diamond and people working toward double diamond and even advancing beyond that. And so what is Stephen's activity? And Brenda, I'm going to put you on the spot again. I'm going to bring Brenda back on with the spotlight right here. Brenda, what would you say are the activities that you need to be doing today that you should probably also be doing 12 months from today? Is there any change in what your daily activities would be like?
Okay, so I'm going to say this. Stay consistent. We have a brand new system that is coming out called Saga. That is actually, they have systems in place for you. So let me say this, if you have a learning difference, if you think you're lazy and you can't do it, this system is going to help you do it. And it is all about consistency. You're gonna do the daily do, like you were saying. You're gonna do your reach outs, but the system has it set up for you. And I want to encourage you, if you haven't seen the launch video for this, and it's like a system at your hand. If any of you know who Jessie Lee Ward is, she was amazing and she was a master at this. And this is what we are starting to utilize. And it is a game changer. It is a game changer. Now, what we did in the past worked. It absolutely worked. You're being consistent. You're doing your follow-ups. You're doing your reach outs. But this simplifies it for you, and it's going to help you. And I want to encourage everybody, if you can, get on it and watch what happens to your business over the next several months. Give it a good year.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to be really clear. This is not a corporate initiative. This was something introduced to us by the field. It has some proven results. We're just very cautious of what we promote and what we make available. There is a charge attached to it, like any good tool. It has a fee associated with it. But as far as the information that we have seen so far, it appears to be a solid program. It's worthwhile.
Yes.
But go specifically, Brenda, if you don't mind, go into what it is about the system that will help you. I mean, you say the system. What does the system do that makes you consistent? How will this be something valuable to you in the next 6, 12 months and more?
Well, I'm pretty old school. So, I write everything down. This keeps track for you. Sometimes I lose my pages. Sometimes I forget, when was the last time I reached out to this person? The system keeps track of everything, and it gives you step-by-step. Onboarding, this is what you do. Reach out, okay, now you have to follow up with that person. It absolutely gives you notification. You can do emails. You can just click a button, and it'll send an email to your contacts, whether it's from, your phone or and Facebook's coming, but your phone, your email contact list, and it sends them a blurb. Did you ever see those advertisements? Those of you that know Fraser Brooks or Eric Worre, they say, oh, click here for more information. This is what we have. And then they become your contact, and it lets you know, time for the reach out, time to follow up. Here's what they said. Sign them up, get them, and it does the work for you. So I like that. Again, I do have a learning difference. So there's some things that my brain just won't connect with. It just doesn't. And I'm not saying that for anything other than I'm grateful for the system. The other systems that we use, we're still going to have our Facebook groups and things like that. Onboard your people. When you bring someone on, onboard them. Show them exactly what to do. This is because some people might not want to do Saga. So step one, you're going to reach out to whoever. And this is the blurb that you're going to use. This is the follow-up you come up with. This is the post that you can do. Always get them to do a first post. That is going to be key. who of my friends here on this social media platform use turmeric? And when they start to respond, you have a whole list of contacts now that you get to reach out to and share why ours is better.
Brenda, thank you for that. Will you give us a quick direction? Again, I'm being very careful not to say this is validated and sponsored by VIDAFY Corporate. It is not, but there are good elements of it, and we want to support the leadership with this great initiative. Where can they find more information about this? If you will answer in person, because not everybody who watches this video on repeat will have the chat, but if you will answer in person where to find that video, and then put in the chat where that video is also, please.
You can go to World Changers. We absolutely did a post in World Changers with the link to it and with the video to show you what it's about.
That's the Facebook group World Changers. And is that a
Yes.
membership only? Is that a private group, or can anybody join?
Entrepreneurs. Usually it's the entrepreneurs. Anybody that's under Ryan is under that. And then the BioMS Evolution is also, that's Becca's page. And so they can also go there and they can see it.
Okay.
And if they
thank
have
you.
questions, just they can reach out to me.
Yes.
I'll answer. I
So
don't mind.
if you'll jump onto the chat, Brenda, and drop those two pieces of information. Those are two Facebook groups, and we want those to be made available so people can follow up there if they can. So Tyler, let's jump back into some quick information to close us out. We were talking about the Bali updates. So first off, Bali, we basically outgrew our first location. We had the Envia Resort reserved with the number of rooms that we anticipated would qualify, and we had more people qualify. The Envia was unable to secure that for us, so we found a second place called the Baruna Resort, Baruna Bali. You can see by that look right there, that's where you're going to want to be. That is an amazing place. We'll have the finalized information coming out for who your roommates are. Hopefully, if your spouse qualified, you get to room with your spouse if that's what you want. We're not going to make any calls if you want to room not with your. I'm joking. Spouses are rooming together, but we have this information. All of the updates will be coming to those who qualified. Again, this was Vita points through August 31st. And once that information was locked in, we have our rooming list coming right now, and we're preparing for a great event. Again, that will be coming up just in 2 short weeks. We'll be there. Shane has been on the road. I know he's been meeting with vendors and making sure that we get product in the right quantities and in the right order and on its way. Shane, how are you?
Doing well, Dave. Doing well, and appreciate you letting me just share some thoughts here. I know you guys are in midway call right now, or actually starting to wrap it up, right? But I asked Dave and Tyler if I could just share some thoughts. Unfortunately, I'm right now at our production facility, and I stepped out. I had planned on finishing my meeting, but my meeting's been so exciting here at the production facility as we look at plans for 2025, as we've ramped up our production schedule. And I tell you, I've met with them on some potential things moving into 2025 that I am extremely excited about, that we'll be looking at here as we continue to roll out and roll into different markets and expand here in the U.S., Latin America, and abroad. One thing that I did want to say as soon as I connect on, Dave starts talking about Bali, and he shows those incredible images there of the hotels where we're going to be. Man, I am ready. I am ready to be there in Bali and just to experience everything there in Indonesia. I've never been there. I'm assuming many of you that are going haven't been there either. It's going to be a first experience for many of us. But trust me, it's not Bali that's going to be the incredible experience. It's going to be spending some time there with Becca White. It's going to be spending time there with Stephen Keller and Samar Keller. It's going to be spending time there with our diamonds from Australia, from New Zealand. It's going to be just spending time with people. I took a look at the rooming list, we literally have people from Australia, from New Zealand, from the US, from Europe, from Suriname. We've got people from Suriname that are headed over there to be with us in Bali. It's literally going to be a global club vacation VIDAFY trip there in Bali, and I am extremely excited to be there with everyone. You know, and it's interesting because here we are rolling into the end of the month, or going in the second half of the month here in September, rolling into October, and moving forward. And I just wanted to share a quick thought before I turn it back over to Dave. I've got the microphone, so I might as well take advantage. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and I hope everyone has your podcasts or has your messages. I hope you're connecting with your upline every day and listening to the messages that are shared by each one of the upline leaders. I see them all the time on World Changers, on BioMS Evolution. I see them on each one of the groups out there, Rise in Europe, etc. And make sure that you're plugged in. This morning, I was listening to a podcast, and just a thought stuck in my mind that I wanted to share with everyone. The thought was literally that each one of us, every one of us, are leaders. If you are a parent, if you are a teacher anywhere, if you are a mentor, if you give service in your church, if you have friends, you are a leader. A leader is anyone that has any level of influence over the actions of others. All of us have influence on the actions of somebody in our life. And I would venture to say many more people than we even can imagine. Each one of us as leaders can have an impact on the lives of others. And that impact can be for good or it can be for bad. What the podcast shared with me and just made me think, wow, I have got so much that I've got to work on, that I've got to make sure that I'm doing every day, is that each action that we take or inaction is either the reason why somebody in our lives take positive action or the excuse for them to take inaction. When we do something, I'm just going to give you a quick example that I've seen in my own life. I don't know how many of you guys are bed makers in the morning. I hope everyone is. When you roll out of bed, go ahead and make that bed. I have realized that the few days I roll out of bed and I don't make my bed, and my kids see it, I don't know how they end up seeing it, but they see it, then it's me spending the next 2 to 3 weeks staying after them, keeping after them, make sure that they make their bed, make sure that they make it, and that one day that I didn't make my bed ends up in the next 2 to 3 weeks of frustration and just staying after my kids so that they make their bed. That's such a simple thing that we do every day, but when we don't do it, that inaction then is the excuse for the inaction of those over whom we have influence. Guys, every day we are either influencing people for good or for bad. We are either having that game-changing moment for others, we're providing that inspiration for them to move forward, or we are providing the excuse for their inaction. Let's think about what we're doing and what we're not doing, and make sure that we are always providing that positive influence in the lives of others as leaders, as we all are. And like I said, leaders over many, many more people than we can even imagine. So anyway, just wanted to leave that with you. That thought stuck in my mind, and just wanted to share it. Dave, thanks so much for letting me come on here for a few minutes. I think I took a little bit longer than expected, but I appreciate it.
This is your time, Shane. This is your call. We're just here to support. It's Shane's world, and we are all just thriving in it. Am I right, everybody? Give us a thumbs up. We do want to close the call with some news. There has been some concern about not having finalized information for the Costa Rica CVV. It had been announced as a November activity. We have realized that that won't work on a couple of levels. It won't work for corporate because of the inability of some resorts to get back to us in the timely fashion. So we are choosing to move the CVV in Costa Rica to January of 2025. So we essentially bought ourselves 2 months of preparation. That doesn't necessarily change the qualifications. Tyler, give us an update on how that's going to work.
Yeah, so please continue to work, do your thing, earn those points through September 30th, and you'll be able to qualify for that trip coming up in January. We're very close to nailing down some specific dates and locations, and we're really excited about this. It's going to be just a wonderful event, and what a great way to be able to get together and kick off the new year, 2025, being together at that CV.
I'm kind of keeping Shane on the screen so that everyone realizes this is not Tyler and Dave going rogue. This is our decisions are made as a team. We have a leadership team, leadership chat. Shane and Laura lead the team. Tyler and I support, and we lead our respective areas of responsibility. And all of these are made very consciously, very thoroughly thought out. And then our teams, who are, most of you know Fernanda Gonzalez, she is in the background on the phones, speaking often in not her native language, but often just pressing people, juggling multiple events at the same time. And she's a champ, and we love her. And we think this is going to let us get a better result for everybody as we roll into, again, the CVV announced for Costa Rica will take place in January 2025. But we're excited. We know it's going to be an amazing event for everybody, and we'll have more news and more information coming up. Let's do one last screen share to get us rolling. And we are talking to close out. We're going to have, again, to remind everybody, Tuesday, the 24th of September is when we have the next wellness team update. So that's the wellness call. Standard times are 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That pushes into middle of the night for Europe, and we apologize for that, but it's midday the next day for a lot of Australia and New Zealand. So again, Tuesday and Wednesday, the 24th and 25th of September is when the wellness team call will happen. And then we roll from there into October. Hard to say it out loud, but yes, the first Monday in October is the 7th, and that's when we have the bounce call, and that's when we'll move forward on some of these things. Now, we're getting some feedback and some questions from people in the chat. We're trying to juggle all that information. There's questions about French and Italian and things like that. Please know that we are looking at all markets as viable as they are to be able to support them. So even without that, I don't want to skip over Dutch. Dutch has been promised a website for months, and it is in the process. Danish has been promised a website right after Dutch, and I say right after, meaning it's just next. It's not going to be from Thursday to Friday, but it will be in that order of priority. Dutch will be the first website, the first VIDAFYglobal.com that comes out. Danish will be the one that follows. We're always working on adding price lists and correct information there. As other markets grow and justify building out in your native languages, those will also be considered. But for right now, the priority is where English is spoken, we need to make that available, and we will take advantage of your good nature because English is the home language of Shane and Laura. Well, it's Laura's second language, but she has allowed us to adopt it for her as she now lives in the United States. But we appreciate that everyone tries to work with what we make available through the English language websites, some of our communications, our emails. As we grow and build, and I'm talking about in the next couple of years, a lot of these markets will justify their own support team. You'll have your own sales manager. You'll have your own website administrator. You'll have your own communication specialist. But for now, we're on a very tight team setup, and we're building out as quickly and as well as we can. So we really appreciate your patience in sticking with us. Tyler, give us some closing words of wisdom and solace, if you will.
We're just excited about everything that we're seeing. We're thrilled about everybody being excited about Saga. I think it's going to be a fantastic tool for each of you to use, and so grateful that the leaders have put that together. Hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of September. Let us know what we can do to help out, and congratulations again to all of the amazing rank advancements from last month in August. Oh, by the way, I wanted to point out that Cynthia Lefferber, our premier from the Netherlands, she's also qualified as a regional founder. Haiti, thank you so much for reminding us of that. But congratulations again to Cynthia for that. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate all that you're doing.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, great night, great tomorrow. Take care.